Bulls Nation, today we continue the discussion of the roster, and ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the third string point guard for the Chicago Bulls. We're going to be talking about a player that in the end did have one of his worst seasons on the Chicago Bulls, but the question is he someone that we would like to continue to see playing for the Chicago Bulls, or is his time running out and is his time up for the Chicago Bulls? Without further ado, we're going to be talking about Ryan Arcidiacono, and we're going to be discussing him in this video. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a little bit of a shorter video with you today discussing Ryan Arcidiacono and what his future could be for the Chicago Bulls, and whether we should or we should not keep Ryan Arcidiacono on board. At the end of the day, as I mentioned before, he did have one of his worst seasons on the Chicago Bulls. But the question is he still someone that can add something to this team? Is he still someone that's valuable towards this team? And should he be someone we consider going forward with down the line? But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Ryan Arcidiacono. Do you think he's someone, once again, we should continue to see in the Chicago Bulls, on the Chicago Bulls? Do you like him? And overall, is he someone that we can see a future with on this team? So, Ryan Arcidiacono, he's been a very big topic of discussion, in my opinion, for a long time. In the end, he's not the best player on the team. I think he's far from it. But he is someone on this team that I think a lot of people would like. He's someone that brings a lot of effort, brings a lot of hustle plays, brings a lot of defense. And he's a reliable player. And we've seen that throughout the course of the year. Even Billy Donovan said that he can trust Ryan Arcidiacono when bringing him in. Obviously, he's not consistent in terms of his minutes, and that's far from consistent at the end of the day with the minutes that he did play in the games that he played. But when he did play, the Chicago Bulls and Billy Donovan were able to trust Ryan Arcidiacono, and that is very important for a coach to have players that they trust, that they can come in and know that the effort will always be there. However, is that the situation that we're going to be seeing down the line? Is that enough for Ryan Arcidiacono to see us continue to use him this season? Well, his stats for this season, ladies and gentlemen, is 3.1 points per game, 1.5 rebounds per game, 1.3 assists per game, shooting 41% from the field and shooting 37% from the three-point line. And again, in my opinion, at the age of 27, this is one of his worst seasons on the Chicago Bulls. A lot of it comes down to inconsistency in game time. A lot of it comes down to the minutes that he was getting. At the end of the day, a lot of it comes down to he had a worse shooting season compared to many of his other years on this team. And the fact that his best years or his career averages is 4.8 points per game, it's not that much. So the fact that it's gone significantly down is a big worry for the Chicago Bulls. The scoring department for Ryan Arcidiacono needs to be something that needs to be strong. It has to be. He needs to make his open corner shots. He needs to make those open three-point shots. He needs to be more aggressive in his shots. And unfortunately, the fact that he had one of his worst seasons when his averages are not really terrific is a big worry for me, in my opinion. And that is why I'm talking about Ryan Arcidiacono today, whether or not the future for him should be on the Chicago Bulls. So, with that being said, what could he still bring to this team? I think he brings what he's always brought. I don't think you're going to see any changes in Ryan Arcidiacono. If you've seen him throughout the course of his time in the NBA, you will understand truly what he brings. He brings the hustle, he brings defense, he brings pitbull mentality, he can make a shot here and there. But overall, he's not going to be the star. He's going to be your third choice point guard. He's going to be your fourth choice point guard. He's going to be the Mr. Reliable when someone's hurt or someone can't play or personal reasons, whatever the case may be, even in this type of season with COVID and whatnot. Next man up mentality. That's what Ryan Arcidiacono would bring to this team. So the question is, should the Chicago Bulls keep a player like that in this team going forward? And in my opinion, there's a lot to discuss in terms of that point guard position. Ryan Arcidiacono is a point guard for the Chicago Bulls. So the fact that we're looking so desperately for another point guard on this team when we have Kobe White, when we have Satoransky, when we have Arcidiacono, three good point guards, including Devin Dotson as well, you have to say one of them's got to give. Someone needs to leave. Someone cannot stay here for the majority of the Chicago Bulls. We can't have 5 point guards on this team. We just can't. It's as simple as that. We cannot be that team that just keeps everybody and not gets rid of anyone. At the end of the day, we need to make sacrifices. With Ryan Arcidiacono, I see 2 things happening. I see A, he stays on this team. At the end of the day, he's on a 1-year deal. He's not going to be making too much money, I believe. I think he's going to be making around $3 million, which is nothing. It's pocket change for the Chicago Bulls. Not going to affect free agency. Not going to affect the trades. Not going to affect much. He's going to be a very cheap, reliable option for the Chicago Bulls at $3 million. And 2, I could potentially see him being let go or traded. And at the end of the day, that is a very big possibility. Ryan Arcidiacono, once again, had his worst season at the age of 27. He's definitely not an untouchable for the Chicago Bulls. If Ryan Arcidiacono was to be put in a package deal for some other player, I totally would not be surprised if that was the case. And unfortunate as it is, as sad as it may be, this is the type of things that we need to look into if you're a Chicago Bulls fan. Obviously, if you're looking at the front office and what they have to do, you might need to package some players that may not be the most wanted players, may not be the players that we necessarily want to leave. But the reality is, those are the things that we need to look at, the players that we need to look at, and to identify whether or not it's going to be worth it down the line. I've said before, if I had the choice personally, I would trade Ryan Arcidiacono. Again, we have Satoransky, we have Kobe White, and we're looking for another point guard. And I'm very confident we're going to get a point guard into this team, whether it's the first option or many options down the line. I feel like we're going to get a point guard on this team. I think that's an inevitable thing that you'll see for the Chicago Bulls. And there are many ways, many avenues we can get there. However, as the 3rd choice point guard for the Chicago Bulls and Ryan Arcidiacono, are we seriously going to demote him even further down the pecking order to become that 4th choice point guard, where we have Devin Dotson, who's not even getting game time, still in the G League, and we're going to be seeing him hopefully get some more opportunities as well. At the end of the day, I've always said it, and I always will say it. I like what Ryan Arcidiacono brings to a team. I've said it from the very beginning. I truly believe we need more players in the NBA like Ryan Arcidiacono in terms of the defense and pitbull mentality type of player. Those players to get under your skin and to get you angry and to make you so angry that it puts you off your game. That's what Arcidiacono does. He doesn't care about the other players in the league. He doesn't care about the other player on the other team. His goal is to come out there and just make you annoyed, to annoy you, to piss you off, to make you go so far off your game that there's no coming back. That's what his role was for the Chicago Bulls. You don't see a lot of those players out there anymore. You see players that are good defensively. You see players that can be a very good defender, elite defenders in the NBA, but you don't see someone with that pitbull mentality anymore. You don't. It's just a different breed when it comes to that area. However, that's all we see from Ryan Arcidiacono. We don't see a whole lot of offense. We don't see a whole lot of playmaking. We don't really see a whole lot of point guard play. And if you're looking for another point guard on this team, someone has to go. If you're asking me who would I want to get rid of between Kobe White, Satoransky, Devin Dotson, Ryan Arcidiacono, unfortunately, as much as I rate and like what he could bring to a team in his mentality and sometimes in his game, I would probably pick Ryan Arcidiacono as the one that needs to go. So I don't think he's going to be someone that we sorely miss on this team. Again, mentality-wise, I think he'll be a big loss. But everywhere else, in terms of the production on the court, I think we have better out there. That's just me being honest. It's a harsh reality. Of course, as I'll continue to say, I like Ryan Arcidiacono, but reality is it's not always the person that I like the most, that player that should stay the most. It's as simple as that. I like a lot of players on this team. I like Larry Markkinen. I like Daniel Tice. I like Thaddeus Young. I like Kobe White. I like Patrick Williams. I liked Wendell Carter. The fact of the matter is, not all of those players are going to stay on the team. Wendell Carter's left the team. I don't change the fact that I like Wendell Carter. But again, I've understood that everybody I like won't stay on the team. And it's a harsh reality of life. With Ryan Arcidiacono, I like what he can bring. He's not someone I'm going to sorely miss. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a massive loss that he's not here. But the reality is, I do like him, and I think he will be missed mentality-wise and probably locker room-wise. But outside of that, I think we need to go for better. And as a third choice point guard, potentially 4th choice point guard, I would really hope that we would give the young player like Devin Dotson a chance to prove himself in that area. So we're going to have to wait and see how that goes with Ryan Arcidiacono. Again, a little bit of a harsher video. It is what it is. Sometimes you need to be harsh. I don't mean any disrespect to Ryan Arcidiacono. And again, his hustle plays are something that I truly value. But at the end of the day, I think we need more in that guard position. And since we're looking for another guard, someone's got to leave. And I think Ryan Arcidiacono should be the guy to leave. Simple as that. Nothing really else to say. Be respectful for Ryan Arcidiacono. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with what I have to say. Regardless, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned. Take care and peace.